Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome back to In Case You Missed It. So here we go, and here's a story that you may have missed, and it's a big major story. We just had the 2017 Ugliest Dog in the World contest, and you're probably on the edge of your seat. You're wondering who won, and this is Martha. So Martha is the winner. Martha is a 3-year-old Neapolitan Mastiff with excessive flaps of skin, heavy drool, and bright red eyes. So congratulations, Martha. And here's a photo of last year's winner, 2016. This is Sweepy Rambo, another female dog, so congratulations. You look lovely, and you know what? I really do mean that, because there's two kinds of ugly. There's your butt horrible, really ugly, and then there's your lovable ugly, where something is so ugly that they're beautiful. And, well, that could be me. I'm not going to argue with you, but I think Sweepy looks pretty good, Sweepy Rambo. So there you go, Martha, you have big paws to fill. But I think you're up to it, and you're retiring your crown, Sweepy Rambo, but you were a worthy ugliest dog in the world before, so you will be missed, by me anyhow. So there we go, and by the way, this story comes from CNN. What matters because it's CNN is because this story is accurate, okay? So they don't just do inaccurate, fake news, poorly sourced stories about Russia for which 3 reporters have to be fired. Nobody had to be fired for reporting on Martha, the world's ugliest dog, because she's officially the world's ugliest dog, and there were witnesses, people in the audience, and CNN got it right. So congratulations, CNN. You can do your job if you have to, and maybe you could rehire the 3 reporters that you fired and assign them to covering dog shows. They might be able to do that. Oh, and I always link to the articles unless my aging brain forgets, so that you can read the whole articles if you want to. I put them in the description right below the screen. Now we're going to, this is going to be my second subject of the day, and I'm going to come at it tangentially at first, and then we'll get into more detail. But this is a tweet. We're doing tweets today, and this is from Laurence Tribe, the eminent legal professor, and someone who had been on the Democrats' list anyhow as a Supreme Court justice. Those days are over. That chance is gone, probably just because he's old and he would not be on the court very long. But his is the kind of jurisprudence that liberals like. And here's a tweet that I want to talk about, actually the first of 3 tweets. Senate Judiciaries Grassley and Graham just demanded FBI share all the FISA warrant applications for probe into Trump/Putin collusion. Why? So, Mr. Tribe, can I figure out why these senators are asking for the FBI's FISA warrant applications? I'm going to help you out here, Mr. Tribe. It's because they suspect that the White House and the FBI abused the FISA process. This is the process where you go to the FISA court to get warrants to spy on American citizens, to see if they might be up to some intelligence skullduggery. This is going back to the Obama administration, and what these 2 senators are obviously concerned about is that the Obama administration, because this is what this goes back to, the Obama administration and the FBI might have misused the FISA process to get warrants to spy on members of the Trump campaign under the guise of investigating collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians. The problem with this, why they have reasons to suspect, is because the basis for requesting these warrants, or one particular warrant on Carter Page, who was working with the campaign at the time, was because it's based on, remember the Golden Showers dossier about Donald Trump supposedly cavorting with prostitutes in Russia and enjoying golden showers. And you better know what that is, because I'm not going to explain what it is, because there could be kids watching this. Oh, and this is CNN, again, reporting this. And this dossier, this whole story, was bogus. It was a bogus dossier. It was put up by a contributor to the Hillary Clinton campaign. I'm going to put up the quote. The dossier in question was authored by former intelligence agent Christopher Steele, who was reportedly paid by Democrats and anti-Trump Republicans to investigate Trump. The dossier claimed that a Russian source alleged alleged that Page met secretly in Moscow with Kremlin officials to discuss the possible lifting of U.S. sanctions, as well as compiling a Kremlin file, quote-unquote file, on Hillary Clinton. And Page has steadfastly denied the Dossier claims, unquote. So that's why they're investigating Mr. Tribe. I don't mean to pile on Mr. Tribe, but I have to ask, what has happened to you? He's turning into a legal version of Paul Krugman, who used to be he still is. I mean, he's an excellent economist, but he's become a political hack writing these editorials at the New York Times. And it just seems that, in Krugman's case, it goes way back. He's just got a problem with Republicans and conservatives, period, going way back. But Tribe always seemed reasonable to me. And now he tweets all these attacks on Donald Trump, including calls for impeachment. And here's a tweet, I'm put this one up. If Trump is impeached, hopefully someone will think to include abuse of presidential power to attack, defame, and demean private citizens. Where is the abuse of presidential power? Of course, if you're the president of the United States and you say something, or you verbally attack somebody, or you tweet something, obviously that carries weight coming from the president of the United States. But that's the bully pulpit. That's in no way an abuse of his presidential powers, like getting false FISA warrants to spy on members of the opposing party's campaign, and weaponizing the IRS to go after Tea Partiers and deny them nonprofit status so that they can raise money to exercise their First Amendment rights to promote the candidates of their choice. If you want an abuse of presidential power, there you go. The IRS is under the president. That's in the executive branch. And here's his third tweet. What part of the oath he took to preserve, protect, and defend our Constitution and thus our electoral system did Trump not understand? Okay, how is it not defending the Constitution by wanting to go after illegal voters that are aliens and have no right to vote? But this is what makes it really interesting, and I'm going to end on this subject. This will be it for today. Here's a study, and I'm going to link to it. Obama administration's record in the Supreme Court, terrible. And this study shows that Barack Obama has the worst record of any president ever. Overall, Epstein and Posner, those are the ones who did the study, presidents and government agencies prevailed in about 2/3 of all cases, giving credence to the saying that when the president goes to court, he wins, except when that president is Barack Obama. Obama's win rate wasn't just significantly lower than other administrations, it was the lowest surveyed. The Obama administration won just 50.5% of its Supreme Court cases, according to the study. Now, we're still early in the Trump presidency, but he just won what looks like it's going to be a major victory when the full case is heard in October, but just this preliminary decision allowing a good portion of the president's so-called Muslim ban, actually just a temporary suspension of admittance of citizens of 6 countries that the Obama administration named as potentially dangerous to the United States, or citizens coming from those countries. And this immigration matter is a pretty good example. The Supreme Court overturned 4 lower courts, but the important point to remember is that when we had just those lower court decisions, Trump obeyed the decisions. He withheld his immigration vetting policy, and he went up to the Supreme Court, and now he was victorious. So far, frankly, in fairness, it's early in his term, but so far he's doing pretty well compared to Obama. And I would just mention that the articles mentioned, this is just being fair here, Obama is at the tail end of a trend, actually. And so you had Reagan winning 2/3 of his cases, and this number has gone down as time has passed. With each succeeding president, they have done less well before the Supreme Court. And even the same president, say George Bush, has done not as well in his second term as in his first term, when we're talking about 2-term presidents. The same for Clinton. So there could be just a trend here that the court, as the people who did the study pointed out, they're just giving less weight to presidential decisions. But I wonder if that could also be because the court is getting more liberal as time has gone on. You have justices appointed by Barack Obama, but now we have Neil Gorsuch, and we have a chance that Donald Trump will be appointing more justices, and if he keeps up the trend that I hope, as a conservative, he started with Gorsuch, and in his lower court appointments, more conservative justices, so that the balance tips more in favor of the president again. It will be interesting to see. So we'll wait and see, and when we do see, I'll be here to report on it in case you missed it.